Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, let me ask you a very simple question. For those of you who are based in the Middle East, specifically in the Middle East, in India and all these places, or if you're in your own country, you don't have to give a damn. If you're based in the Middle East and you're an expat, okay, you're aware of the fact that you work under someone, okay, and if you lose your job, it's a big problem in the Middle East, at least, because if you lose your job, your visa gets cancelled, and you obviously the headache of getting another job, a visa, only then you can stay in the country. Okay, now they are extending. It's not just 30 days; it's more than that. So people don't have to worry. But losing a job is a very stressful phase. Okay, but now given the fact that many expatriates are made to are threatened or made to be afraid that if you don't listen, we will cancel your visa. We'll terminate you and cancel your visa. So many people get afraid. See, if you are in your own country and you lose your job, yeah, you don't give a damn. You lose your job, go sit at home, relax for some time, go for fishing, chat with your friends, and then start over again. But here, when you're in the Middle East and you lose your job, oh sheesh, then you have to leave the country. Maybe your spouse will have to come with you, maybe your children will have to come with you. You uproot your entire life in some cases. But okay, if your wife is having her own visa, spouse, your children are stable, you have savings, then you don't have to worry much. But however, it is still a stressful period. Okay, now the part which people get confused about is, if you end up having a boss, a manager, or somebody at the senior level who's a pain in the ass, whose entire mission is to make your life miserable because he doesn't like you, then what do you do? Let me tell you right off the bat, I have been one such individual who I've never managed to get along with people who have big egos and people who think, oh, I'm the boss, I have the manager title, you have to listen to me. I look at people as, if I were to meet you outside, you are just a normal guy. In fact, some of these so-called managers and big designations, if you meet them outside, they are like pieces of shit. But there in the office, they are like, they think they are gods. Okay, so they have this massive ego. So we have this new breed that is coming out where people don't take shit anymore. They just don't take shit from anyone. Okay, they do their job well. I'm not talking about the ones who don't do their job. They do their job well, but they are not ready to take shit. So there were these two examples that I want to give you. First one is this guy. He does his job properly. Okay, and he's been with this company for many years. He's a client of mine. He works 5 days a week. 2 days is off. But he has this senior guy, really senior, who is like right below the owner. Okay, there are many levels below that. He doesn't like him. They both have a massive ego issue. And the reason for this is obviously, he's Arab, he's, Indian. And while every other Indian calls him sir and, literally is like a slave, wags their tail and is like a dog, this guy doesn't give a rat's ass to him. Okay. He knows his job very well. He does his job very well. But this guy doesn't like that. He doesn't like that he doesn't dance to his tune. So he has tried many things over the years. Many, many things. They have had plenty of arguments and fights. He has asked him to work after office hours. He has refused. He has asked him to come during holidays. He has refused. He has tried with everyone else. He has tried. They have complied. They have complied. Okay. They have agreed. He has refused. Okay. So, and people in the office are like, fuck, man, you really have the balls. Say, no, I've signed this contract. I do my job. I am not here to chit chat, waste time, gossip. I do my job. I finished and I go. You tell me what is to be done, I'll do it. But obviously, you can't give me work. That will never end. So I'll do it within that time period because you're paying me for that. If you want extras, you pay me more. So he has made it very clear. But now what happened is, obviously people with their egos and sometimes they're jobless. So now he started a new political game with email warfare. And this escalated to the point where it started to move to threats. Okay, literally threats. And it came down to the part where there was actually going to be a physical fight. At that time, I told him, no, listen, don't raise your hand, nothing. If he raises, then only. You don't race. Okay. And my guy is pretty well built. He's really strong. Okay. So I told him, see, listen, you give one shot, don't do that in the Middle East. And he's very obedient that way. So this guy physically tried to confront him, gave him bad words, and he told him, I'm sorry, I will not accept this language. I will not take this kind of language. Behave yourself. I'm sorry. What will you do? And this and that. And he didn't take it. And he just told him, see, listen, if you are that bold and brave, after office hours, we can have a boxing match if you like. So, obviously, that guy wouldn't have the guts to do that because my guy is pretty well built. Okay. So now, because he said, you really want to fight, we can go outside. He has made that an issue. And now he has escalated to this thing that he physically threatened him and wanted to kill him and all that. Okay, it has gone very ugly. So we were sitting and talking. And, here's the funny thing. I asked him, what do you want to do? I really asked him, heart to heart, what do you want to do? He said, see, man, sir, he calls me sir. He said, see, sir, I don't want to live my life taking shit from anyone. I don't want to live my life putting these guys on my head. Yeah, as a manager, I respect him. I give him the respect. I call him sir, but I'm not going to be a dog. I'm not going to come during holidays. I'm not going to come work. Like literally, to prove a point, he asked his colleague to do the same work that he had given to him. And this guy sat during 3 or 4 days during a holiday, working 12 to 14 hours, all 4 days during a holiday to complete the task. I said, do you want to work like that? He said, absolutely not. So I said, then you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. Okay? Because you need to know your values. I shouldn't tell you your values. Nobody should tell you what is your value and your values. Nobody should tell you. You should decide. And then he asked me, what about you? Did you have tough time? I said, look at this face, man. I said, even before I had these tattoos, I never fit into a lot of places where people would, wag their tails like a dog for the owner. And I didn't give a fuck to that. And I literally changed 36 jobs. 36, I'm from the age of, I think, 20 till 30. 36 jobs is not a joke. Work 2-3 months, didn't work out. Work 1 month, work 15 days. In the end, it was tough. It was very tough. And finally, I found my groove. And today, I'm working on my terms. And, even with my tattoos, I told him, see, listen, if I had asked anyone, are these tattoos a good idea? Which human being would say these tattoos are a good idea? Nobody would say. So in the same way, I didn't bother to take people's advice on what is right and what is wrong. I knew deep down. I said in the same way, you should know deep down what is right for you. And because at the end of the day, you will pay the price, nobody else. I can tell you what to do. I can tell you, either I can tell you, take shit and, tolerate his nonsense so that you keep your job, but then you'll be miserable. Or I can tell you, stand up for yourself and, don't bow down, but then you lose your job. Either way, you're the one who will face the music, not me, right? So I can only tell you A and B and give you clarity in thinking, but you have to make the decision. So he really appreciated it and he said, I think I know what I have to do. And obviously, I don't want to tell you what he decided to do, but he decided to do what he felt is right with these values, even if it cost him his job. That was one. The second example that I want to give you is this girl. I know her very well, very, very well. Working on Sheikh Zayed Road in this multinational company on this big tower. It was a dream job, big salary for a young girl who's hardly 18, 19, and obviously studying and working. So this guy, this Indian boss, one day he told this girl, when he had some VIPs, sweetheart, go and make tea and coffee for all of us. Okay. Now this girl comes from a respectable family, a very respectable family. She's very well educated. Okay. She's doing a master's. She kept quiet. Now, I forgot to tell you, she's working as an executive secretary. Okay. Like she takes care of all the advanced level stuff and all. She even knows shorthand and all that. So she kept quiet. She didn't say anything because there were these VIP guests, whatever. And she went and sat down. So then he called her up. Hey, sweetheart, where is the tea and coffee? So she said, sir, I'm sorry, but I, Mr. So-and-so, she didn't call him sir. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to make tea and coffee for you or anyone else. You'll have to help yourselves. That is not something I'm going to do. He was taken aback. He was like, huh? What? And then obviously, he was slightly embarrassed. And I think they ordered from Costa's or whatever was nearby. Okay, they ordered from there. Okay. Now, she subsequently, that same day, she resigned from the company. Okay. Now, she speaks to me, she takes my coaching and guidance, and she asked me, I asked her, what happened? Why did you resign? She said, Loy, she said, Sir Loy, I'm not there as an office boy or as, someone who makes tea and coffee. I'm a professional. And I give him, being the owner of the company, I give him the respect of the regional head. I give him the respect of being the boss, sir, whatever. But I'm not going to make tea and coffee. Tea and coffee should be asked from the office. So I did ask her, are you aware that there are these other girls, Filipinas and all that, even Indians for that matter, who are ready to make. So they might be ready to make, not me. I'm not going to make my profile that way. I refuse to make the tea and coffee. You ask me to do my professional job, fine. In the same way, just as I can't ask him to make me tea and coffee, he's not going to make me. So why should I make him? I'm not being appointed to make tea and coffee. Now, I didn't tell her at that time, but my cousin sister also had done the same thing. She refused to make tea and coffee, and she said no to a job, especially when she needed. This is nearly 30 years ago, 30, when she really needed the job, but she refused, even though the job was very well paid. And I found it like a little funny. What the hell, man? You could just have made tea and coffee, and even the parents said, what is that? But she said, no, I refuse. Imagine, even though those days we were not very well off. I think that is why my cousin sister, she ended up being at the topmost position in her line of work. She achieved corporate success that no one in our family achieved because she knew her value. So what is the message that I want to give you through this video? Okay, now I'm not trying to tell you that don't make tea and coffee or don't work extras. Let me be the first one to shock and surprise you that when I wanted something, I was ready to make tea and coffee. When City FM, all these RJs were bullying me, I made tea and coffee for everyone because I was dying to get that opportunity. I would go to the supermarket, buy them stuff. I was ready to be an office boy because I was desperate for my goal. That was me. That is me. Okay, I'm not saying you have to do that. There are some people like even Les Brown. If you listen to his motivational talks, Les Brown, great, one of the greatest in the 80s. He wanted to be a radio jockey, and he was a black kid, and he was ready to do anything. So to get his foot through the door, even though there was no vacancy, he kept asking as a radio jockey. He said, I just have a vacancy for a cleaner. He said, okay, fine, I'll be the cleaner from today. And from there, he got his foot in through the door, and from there, he became a radio jockey, and there he climbed up to be very successful. So for me, I don't look at work as small or big. And when I was in Dublin, Ireland, I even took up a job as a toilet cleaner, which is called domestic engineer in Dublin. Okay. So for me, I don't see any job as small or big. But there are some others for whom they say, no, my job profile is so-and-so, I'll do so-and-so. In fact, when I was running a health club, gym, I used to do the cleaning, everything from toilets to the gym equipment, everything. And when we bought this new bodybuilder from Kerala, young boy, he's 19, and we asked him, come help. I'm not a helper. You do all this. He's telling all of us. I terminated him on the spot because his job was to help all of us, and he only thought his job is to flex and show off and all that. Anyway, After that, he never got a job anywhere. He did get a job. He thought he was going to overtake our gym. He lost everything. And when you don't take injections, when you don't take, you lose your size, and eventually lost everything. So ego is also bad. So the point I'm trying to make here is you choose what are your values. You should know what is right and wrong. You should know what you should and should not do. Do you want to work extras? It's your call. Do you not want to work extras? Your call. Do you want to come and work during an off day? Your call. You don't want to come. It's your call. Because end of the day, remember, it's you who will pay the price, nobody else. For me, when times were tough, when I needed the money, when I had to survive, I was ready 24/7, 7 days a week. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to work because I had to survive. Today, however, I've achieved a certain level of success, money, whatever. I'm not going to take shit from anyone. So, different phases and stages of life. So, in the same way, what I want to leave you with is you decide what is right for you, what is wrong for you, and you make the call. What do you have to do? Because end of the day, remember, nobody's going to face the music. Only you will. Okay? Having said that, good, bad, ugly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.